So, Pat, how was how's the vacation?
It wasn't bad, but it was just too sparse, you know? They had barely any attractions in there. They had just this one giant monument thing. And then, we went back to the hotel. Worst thing ever.
Worst thing ever?
Oh yeah, went back to the hotel. Look in the bathroom. Bunch of freaking cockroaches. You know what they need to do with cockroaches? Just gotta bottle them all up, and we just put them in a rocket, launch them in space, and then the only thing we'll have to deal with is space cockroaches.
Say that again.
Who the hell are you?
Oh, allow me to introduce myself. Chief Executive Officer Toho, CEO, Toho Incorporated. We're the people that bring you your beloved Godzilla movies. So what were you saying about space cockroach? Welcome back to Entertainment Rebooted and another episode of Cinema Revisited Godzilla, where we are watching all of the classic Godzilla movies and we're talking about the good, the bad, the ugly, and the iconic of this classic kaiju monster film franchise. Speaking about
Extravaganza.
kaiju... Speaking about kaiju, I'm of course joined by none other than the channel kaiju, Pat the Great and Overpowered.
Void snaps.
All right, Pat. Today we watch none other than 1972's
Yes.
Godzilla vs. Gigan.
Yes.
Before we get into the good, bad, ugly, iconic, for those who have unfortunately not been able to see this film either ever or recently, how about a plot summary, brief plot summary, if you could, Pat?
Alrighty.
This is Godzilla.
We start.
And before you start, I'm going to interrupt you again. Please proceed. Immediately.
Good sir. Do I need to get my slap it on? We're introduced to a man and a manga store. Manga makers.
He's a manga maker.
Manga producers. And
I remember manga making back in my teen years.
And he's pitching a manga to the head of the company, and the company's just like, man, this has got no guts. Get out of here. So then he's in a cafe, and it's either his mother, his sister, or his girlfriend.
His girlfriend, sister, wife, mom.
That we never figure out what she is.
They never actually really specify, although he does model one of his monsters, the overly strict mom character, on this woman who is either looking very good for her age.
Yes.
Or is his girlfriend's sister.
Mother.
Wife. Person.
And she's like, we gotta get a new prospect for you after we just got you in the job. Let's see. Flips through a book and then, here, go to this place, and hands him a piece of paper, and she's like...
He's like, and what if I don't wanna? And she says, I'm gonna kick your ass because I'm a black belt in karate.
Karate.
And that's definitely not gonna come up later.
So he goes to the World's Childland.
Childland World, yes. Or World Child Land. The World Child Initiative.
Childland.
Childland.
Childrenland.
Not to be confused with Monster Island, but very similar in its aspects.
The Childrenland Foundation, which is building Children World.
Childrenland
World.
Childland. There's going to be kids and they're monsters in a monster-themed park.
It's a monster theme park. And the director he meets is just like, oh, this is going to be teaching children about peace. True peace. And the guy's just like...
eternal peace.
We're already kind of at peace. And the guy's just like, real peace. True peace. eternal peace. He's like an
peace.
ultimate peace. And he pitches two monsters. He pitches Sukara, who is a homework monster, and Mamanagon, who is Mamagon.
The first time I've ever remembered a monster's name without having to repeat it 17 times. I'm proud of myself. The overstrict mom monster.
And he's like, I love these ideas. Get them to me by the morning.
And some pictures of Spider-Man.
So we cut back. He starts filling them up. He draws them up in his apartment. The female associate, mom, sister, wife,
girlfriend,
thank you,
person,
comes in and is just like, what are these? It's like, oh, just drawings for the world children. They want them by the morning. She's like, this one looks kind of familiar. And he's just like, ha 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 ha.
It definitely isn't, as it's literally modeled after her in the same dress that she wears the entire movie, despite the movie taking place over the course of a couple of weeks.
Yeah. So he goes.
Style.
Yeah. Then he goes to their like corporate headquarters, and he meets the chairman, who's
What is this corporate building shaped as, Pat?
The corporate building's just a regular building. No, the corporate office.
Oh, that's right. They meet later at a different. You're right. Sorry, I almost spoiled it.
Good sir.
I'm good at that, Pat. I'm good at making spoilers. It's why we have a YouTube channel that talks about movies, including classic movies like the Universal Monster movies, the Mel Brooks series, and we're about to start on a whole new series after we get done with The Evil Dead. That's a plug for those of you who aren't in the know and in the industry.
Product placement, baby.
We are not professionals, and it's very apparent, I'm sure.
So he goes to the corporate office, and he's like, oh, look, they're up on the 5th floor. But he runs into a girl running out of the office, and she drops something. And then the director runs out with 4 guys in suits, and he's like, what are you doing? We're in a hurry. Where is she? And he's like, where's who? The girl. Where is she? And he points off in the opposite direction, and they run off, and he picks up the tape. He goes up to the office, and he's just looking around.
He's being followed by a camera on the wall.
Yeah. And then eventually a phone rings, and it's just like, what are you waiting for? Get in here. And he's just like, get in where? To your right.
To your right.
Goes to a door, and the moon seat is sitting there. Just a big old moon seat.
And then the moon seat turns around, and the entire desk with it that reveals a 17-year-old boy.
And he's just like, who are you?
The chairman. That's actually his title, though.
Yeah, he's the chairman.
In the chair.
He's the chairman of the World Child Foundation.
Yes.
And he's doing complex math, tracking the rotation of the M. Hunter Nebula.
Yeah, Nebula. Yeah.
And he's just like, that's some really complex math there. And then the director comes in, and he's just like, she got away. She stole the activation 2.
The activation tape. Act 2.
Activation. Yeah, activation tape 2. He's just like, that's going to put a hamper in our plans. And the guy's got the activation tape in his backpack. He's just like, sneaky, sneaky. I wonder what's up.
And then he gets mugged by a hippie and the girl from earlier.
Yes. And he faints because the hippie pokes him in the back with what he thinks is a gun.
And it turns out to be a corn on the cob.
Wrapped in aluminum foil.
Anyway, he awakens in their apartment, and they explain that they're looking for their professor, I believe, right? It's their professor?
They're looking for her brother.
Her brother, who is a... Scientist. And they believe that the child organization has...
An enemy of peace.
Him. They have kidnapped him.
So they go to a bus locker where he hid the tape, and then they start playing it.
And then we get zip-zap-zapped across to Monster Island, where we find Godzilla talking to his best buddy / dog turtle thing, Iggysaurus. Anguirus. See, I've forgotten that one. And he's shown up in 4 movies. Anyway, he starts talking to him in speech bubbles.
They gave him speech bubbles.
They gave them speech bubbles, and they were just like, what's that noise? We should investigate. Let's go. Hurry.
Yes.
And they do. And while they're playing the tape, it also activates in the Child World headquarters.
Which is inside of a statue of Godzilla.
That's right. They have a building shaped like Godzilla called Godzilla Tower.
Yes. Godzilla Tower on their property that they're turning into an amusement park.
Childland.
And it activates a computer that's just like... beep, bloop, boop, boppity, boopity, boopity, doop.
And they're like, oh no, they've activated the tape. But don't worry, it's only
Those
going to
humans
attract
can't
Iggy's
understand
source.
what it is.
Yeah.
But the monsters would.
Yeah, so Iggy is... Anguirus gets sent. And he shows up on the coast, and then the Tokyo Defense Force is like, no, bro, we're not about to deal with no monsters. But then, of course, all is according to plan, according to the people in the Child Foundation, because now they know the capabilities of the human defense forces. Or so they say.
But her brother was in there, he's just like, what's going on? You're holding me prisoner. And they're just like, it's not prisoner, it's overtime. And then they lock him in a room.
Almost as if he's a prisoner. He better be getting paid time and a half, I swear.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, the union will hear about this. The child labor union.
Then flash back to the apartment. They're just like, you know what? We're such stupid people. We completely forgot. You know what every investigation starts with? Background
Basic
information.
We don't even know who these people are.
So they get like split up and they like do a montage
Of them searching for clues.
and they're like, oh look, both these people were born in the same city.
Let's go to that city and see if we can find their families. They do.
They road trip to the city, find the family of the 17-year-old. They're just like, we're here to ask about him.
And they're like, well, you're going to have to ask a little louder. He's dead.
And they're just like, we just saw him in Tokyo. And then a priest comes out just like, no, you didn't. I said the right prayers. I laid his soul to rest.
If you saw a ghost, it ain't his. He's asleep. I made sure of it.
They ask for a picture. The mom finds one. And they're just like, who's that in the background? They're like, she's like, that's Mr. Fubata.
His English teacher and best friend, even though he sucked at school.
They died hiking on the mountain a year ago.
Whoa.
But apparently their bodies were never recovered.
Anyway, they go. Well, I think their bodies were recovered.
I don't know.
Because they buried him. They said that they buried him.
He never said bury. He just said lay their soul to rest. You can have a service of the body.
That's true. It happens a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking about things that happen a lot, they start coming up with their evil plan.
They then think, oh no, we should find out where your brother is. So he goes back to Godzilla Tower and snoops around a bit, finds a lighter and takes it, shows it to the girl. It's like, this is my brother's lighter. It's been initialed with him. He must be there.
And so he goes back again to the evil headquarters.
Late at night.
He gets stopped again. Every time he enters this place, he's able to get to the top floor before being stopped, but he's always stopped by the director.
Before he actually gets anything completely done.
Yes.
So he talks to the brother, confirms that the brother's there, and they're just like, all right, time
for you to go. Here's a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah.
As a gift. I'll see you tomorrow at the headquarters building, not Godzilla Tower, even
Don't
though
come
it's
to
so freaking cool.
Don't come to this construction site ever again.
Go farther down the construction site to the headquarters building. That's also in the same campus.
Nope.
It is.
Nope.
The one that they show as the headquarters, that's in the campus.
No, I think he's supposed to go back to the office park.
You're right. They have 3 headquarters buildings. They have Godzilla Tower, the coolest headquarters building.
They have the
Definitely
construction
not the evil
headquarters.
lair. They have a construction's headquarters site, but that's also the headquarters that the chairman's at.
No, headquarters the chairman was at the office building.
Oh. These things aren't important. But think of it.
Semantics.
Semantics. They went to a building. They were evil people.
He takes the cigarettes and he goes back home. And then, who busts into the door but Mr. Fubata and 2 thugs? And he's just like,
Mr. Fubata's the English teacher who's also the director. We never said his name.
I've said his name a couple times now.
Then I'm not paying attention.
No, you're not.
This is not boding well.
He's like, how'd you find us? I put a tracker in the cigarettes.
Sucker.
And then they pull out guns. There's like, It's time for you to silence. But then the sister, mother, wife, girlfriend bust in the door, and she's like,
and starts kicking ass.
Watcha! She beats up all three of them and scares them out of there after they stole the tape back.
And then they scurry out.
And then he's just like, oh no, they have the tape. We need to bust your brother out of there.
And so they come up with a plan to get back into the building.
They go
not with the elevator they haven't guarded to this point. The stairs.
Yes.
We're health conscious.
Yeah. So the manga artist and his mother, wife, sister, girlfriend go up the stairs.
With the hippie.
Without the hippie.
I thought the hippie went up.
No.
Oh, no. You're right. It's just the two of them because the hippie is with the
sister of the scientist.
The sister of the scientist.
There's not a lot of names thrown around.
Anyway, so they go and they're like, we're going to bust you out of here. And they end up in the room with the brother.
Yeah, they get locked in the room after they were busting the brother out. And then
the hippie comes over with the sister with a rope.
The director and the chairman activate the sequence.
That's true. They activate the sequence. The monsters start coming from space. Because they have monsters of their own in space.
Yes, they're calling down King Ghidorah and
of course.
Gigan.
And Gigan.
Who's a new monster.
And he travels in a diamond.
Yes.
He's literally he shines bright like a diamond
in the sky.
Anyway, while they're coming down, that's when the hippie shows up with the sister, gets a balloon, ties a rope to it. They send the rope up. They get the rope. They tie it down. They zip line down at a very steep angle and escape into the night.
But as they're escaping, the balloon pops, and a guard hears it, immediately gets in the room, and then shoots the rope.
But don't worry, nobody's hurt.
The brother falls 5 feet, and they're just like, oh my god, are you okay? She's like, yeah, we gotta go. So they run.
And they're like, quick, get to the car.
And then we flash back to the inside of Godzilla's head, the Godzilla Tower head. Because Godzilla and Anguirus are currently swimming across the ocean back to Tokyo.
Because the tape has also signaled them, so they have both returned, but it's now two of them.
Yeah, they can hear the signal and just like, what's going on? This is not right.
We should hurry.
So they're swimming back. And then they activate a targeting system and fire a laser.
From the head of Godzilla. Godzilla Tower's head
has a laser.
Lasers. Blows up the car, and then they pop out of the bushes and they're like, it's a good thing we used this distraction decoy.
Yeah.
It'd be a shame if they killed us so easily.
We've become so reliant on technology, but we don't need technology. We can just use the feet we were born with.
And they hoof it to the defense force. And to let them know about the evil people that are currently inhabiting the head of Godzilla Tower.
We skipped a bit. There is an explanation by the director when they first get captured.
Oh, right.
And
he monologues and explains exactly who they are and what they're doing.
He says, it's time for us to ensure internal peace. And she's like, peace for who? And the chairman's just like, our species, of course. And it's just like, your Earth's not the only one. There's millions of it. We've traveled here because our Earth planet's lifespan is done.
But we've learned to survive in the atmosphere because not all life forms are affected by the atmosphere.
Yes. So their planet was originally inhabited by a species like humans. They died after 2 billion years.
And then
they're the species that rose up after the humans and prospered.
And to this, I immediately went, I sure hope that they don't mean that they're space cockroaches.
Then a lightning strike happens. The station loses power, and their projected forms are temporarily displaced.
And what do you know?
It's a giant shadow space cockroach that we see.
Space cockroaches. Flashback earlier, they found out that they were alien species and not like ghosts or re-inhabited people.
Yeah.
Because the manga artist realized that the man behind the table was too advanced at math. We are watching Men in Black with Godzilla as the main protagonist.
Yes.
It's literally Men in Black.
Yep.
Because it is... they figure out that the alien...
Yeah, it's a giant space cockroach alien.
It's a giant space cockroach alien.
So... Then they send Ghidorah and Gigan, and they start attacking Tokyo and destroying everything.
Oh no.
Gigan activates one of his special abilities, and a concrete saw starts on his chest.
He took My Heart as a Chainsaw too literally.
And he just starts sawing into things with his chest saw.
So the defense force tries to mount a attack, and of course they're useless against Ghidorah and Gigan, and they realize that rockets and tanks are not going to work against giant space laser shooting monsters.
And their Tesla cannons get blown up.
It's true. They made cannons that were specifically made to defeat Ghidorah in mobile form.
Yes.
And they were effective for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Then Godzilla and Anguirus.
Yep, Anguirus.
Finally make it to shore. And they're just like, "Ah!" They have a screech off before a tussle begins.
And what a tussle it is. They start fighting to the death.
And while this is happening, the now 5-man crew of the scientist, manga artist, hippie, scientist sister, and mother, sister, wife, girlfriend go back into Godzilla with a bunch of boxes of dynamite.
Godzilla Tower.
Back into Godzilla Tower.
Because they can't destroy Godzilla Tower from the outside. They're too smart for that. But they're so prideful. They don't defend their internal structure. So they decide to fill the elevator with dynamite and a manga drawing of themselves. He took the time to draw all of them in cartoon form for this diversion.
Yes.
Yes. And it works.
So they send the dynamite elevator up. The guards see it and shoot it. And they blow up the head of Godzilla Tower.
And then, of course, in the wreckage of Godzilla Tower, the images that they've been projecting on themselves to be these human bodies,
yes,
and as images, start to fade, and they show the cockroaches, and they're like, "Oh no, I'm so sorry. Our technology is so advanced, but yet we have been foiled, and we've perished." And they die in cockroach form. But the battle commences.
But unfortunately, Ghidorah and Gigan are not leaving.
No, sir. They're going to destroy Godzilla if it's the last thing that they do.
Godzilla and Gigan get into it.
Anguirus can also die, but...
Anguirus is just kind of standing on the side of Ghidorah, and they're just like, "Ah, let them fight.
Let them fight."
Godzilla is getting pretty beat up by Gigan.
He's getting worked by that chest saw.
Yeah. His face is bloody. He's got some blood dripping down here earlier when he gets cut.
Yep.
From earlier.
Anguirus is getting his butt handed to him by King Ghidorah.
Yeah, Anguirus decided to sneak over and bite Ghidorah's tail.
And then he bites him in the neck. He gets lifted up like a chihuahua, refusing to let go of the rope. Again.
And then Ghidorah just like bites him with his other hand and he falls. And then Godzilla, who temporarily knocked down Gigan, just like walks over, just like, "Yo, bro, you messing with my boy?" And he starts beating up Ghidorah.
Like punching him. This is the first movie that Godzilla is using his arms for anything but throwing.
Yeah.
Although he does use it for throwing as well. Don't get me wrong. It is his third.
He throws quite a few rocks.
And kicks him.
Yeah. And then he like grabs Ghidorah's head, pulls him behind his back, and has Anguirus cannonball himself backwards
into Ghidorah.
Three times.
3 times. And then he proceeds to flip Ghidorah over.
3 times.
3 times. And then step on his neck. And by then, Gigan gets back up. They start fighting. They have a bit of a tussle. They're rallying. They're not rallying. They're rallying.
And
it is the longest fight so far at this point. We can't do blow for blow, but essentially...
Ghidorah flees.
Would you be surprised to find out that Gigan and Ghidorah just fly off into the sunset?
Yep.
Not as lovers, but as defeated foes. To return again for another sequel, perhaps.
Godzilla tricked them into fighting each other for a bit. And then had Anguirus cannonball himself into them.
Yep. And then they were like, "We're out.
Yeah.
We can't possibly keep fighting."
Yeah. Then Godzilla and Anguirus leave. The 5-man team runs to the end of the cliff line and is just like, "Bye, Godzilla, bye."
And then Godzilla, because he's a good guy, he turns around and gives him a mighty roar. And then credits.
Yes.
This movie, man. These movies are fun.
Oh yeah.
But they're so weird. But they're fun.
Oh yeah.
Speaking about fun, good, they're synonymous, right?
Yeah.
What's good about Gigan versus Godzilla?
This one was very nicely balanced of like human actors, but also keeping like the kaiju aspect of it. It didn't heavily focus on either of them. It was a very nice balance of it.
It's true. I agree. The story in and of itself was pretty interesting because you do have the kaiju, but the kaiju aren't necessarily the main villain.
Yeah.
The kaiju have their own fight in and of themselves, but the humans also have their own fight.
Yeah.
It is a very good balance.
Yeah, it's a victory for both humans and kaiju.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's how it should be. Because they've achieved peace.
Yes.
But yeah, I agree with you, man. That is like a really good part. I do like the fact that it's fairly well balanced.
Yeah.
I think the good is I really liked the story in this one. There's a little bit of messaging involved. You know, obviously pollution bad. It's going to kill us all. Unless we're cockroaches.
Yeah.
From space.
Space cockroaches.
Delicious. Anyway, it's like there's a little bit of messaging in it because, you know, it's a sci-fi movie and a Godzilla movie. You gots to have a message. You gots to have a message.
Even if it's pummel your bullies.
Take your place upon the throne. That was 2 videos ago. If you haven't seen that one, that's which one was that? All Monsters Attack, or was it Destroy All Monsters?
That was all. Oh, I think that was All Monsters Attack.
It might have been All Monsters.
Because Destroy All Monsters.
Right, because I said Attack All Monsters.
Yeah,
like a goob. Anyway, I would say though that like the actual story is relatively interesting. It's unique. Sure, like when they're starting to talk about the fact that they're aliens that are the only species that survived, and I called the cockroaches.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it made sense, and you didn't really think about it when they first appeared. At first when they appeared, you're just like, maybe it's another one of those weird alien possession things, like they had a few times ago with the prophetess.
Yeah.
Or it could be a thing where maybe they just kind of were always behind this whole thing the entire time.
Yeah.
So it's revealed that it's like, no, we're this advanced species and we're space cockroaches trying to take over the Earth.
Yeah.
That's a pretty interesting premise. It's handled pretty well. All of the villains are good. They have their campy moments, but they're good. And the fact that the kaiju aren't just the main focus of the movie, but they have enough in it that it's like it makes sense that this is a Godzilla movie.
Yeah.
I would say that it's partly the blend, but also I think that I liked the story. I thought it was a solid film all around.
Like it kind of goes back to the first one, where the first one had, while still having Godzilla, still had a solid human story underneath the kaiju.
Yeah.
This one has another solid human story under the kaiju.
Yeah, definitely. All right. How about bad? Not quite ugly, but bad.
What the hell is their relationship? Like
the mother, sister, wife, girlfriend?
Yeah, it bugs me so much. Like, what the hell is their relationship?
They never actually say.
Yeah.
It's not quite ugly, but it is bad. It's like...
It's a tick.
Yeah.
It's a scratch that you can't scritch.
Yeah, because it's like every time she shows up on screen, you're like... She nags him.
Yeah.
So maybe she is his mom, but she is young. So either she looks incredible for her age, or she's not his mom.
Yeah, like they look almost the same age.
Yeah, and it's like she's helping him get a job, which, you know, a girlfriend could do, but also a sister could definitely do while nagging him.
Yeah.
But they don't have any kind of tension, and they don't joke around with each other like siblings, really?
Yeah,
it seems playful.
Yeah, it's
like flirty more than
It's such
ribbing.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, you're right. The fact you can't clearly define who one of the main characters is.
Yeah, it's just like,
Yeah.
It, like I said, it's a scritch you can't scratch.
Yeah. that is pretty bad. Let's see what else. I don't know. Just, this is a very solid film. This is one of those films that, again, I had a lot of fun watching it. There's not really too many things that you can complain about. I could say that maybe like the modeling is a bit inconsistent at times. It's becoming a little more apparent when they're doing modeling.
Yeah.
And sometimes you get like a certain shot, but the close-ups of the jets are different jets.
Yeah.
That's, it's just inconsistency with modeling. I think that, at first you could kind of forgive it because of the age, but they've been doing it for 20 years at this point.
Yeah.
And the cameras are getting better quality, so that modeling is kind of becoming more apparent. So I would say that. How about ugly? What's something that you would actually kind of like warn somebody about before they hop into Gigan versus Godzilla? Or Godzilla versus Gigan? It's a tough one.
Yeah.
This movie's pretty solid. The ugly. I don't know what relationship they have. It's bad. It's ugly.
If anything, there's like a few moments where there's just like a lull.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, there's just like a few lulls in the movie where it just kind of like seems to like drag on for longer than it needs to.
I agree. I think that the pacing can be pretty inconsistent.
Yeah.
There's lulls. Okay. Here's an ugly. In the middle of the fight, they have multiple transitions where it's comically different. So they have Godzilla or Anguirus in the middle of a very epic moment. It's very tense. The music is going, and they're staring down Gigan and King Ghidorah, and then all of a sudden it's just silence, and they're in the woods with humans running through the woods in silence.
Yeah, that one.
And it's twice.
Yeah,
they do that twice. So maybe like that's kind of ugly, where it's just like, yeah, there's some inconsistencies with pacing.
Yeah.
But it's like blatantly apparent that they were just like, oh, we need to kind of explain the humans at this point in the fight.
Yeah.
But the fight is going on so epically.
Yeah.
That's like the music's about to crescendo, and they're like, "Whoa, okay, quick!" Meanwhile, with the humans.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the ugliest part. That's like one of the things that I think when you're doing your editing, there are some ways to probably have a smoother transition.
Yeah.
So, otherwise, very solid film.
Yeah.
All right. How about iconic? What is it about Godzilla versus Gigan that you would say is worth it? It's worth watching.
I feel it's kind of iconic. I don't know if it's truly worth watching it, but this is like the first time they have Godzilla bleed.
That is true. Godzilla actually bleeds in this one. We've had King Ghidorah bleed before.
Yeah.
Well, Godzilla bled in. He didn't really bleed. He got burned.
Yeah.
In the last one in Godzilla versus Ghidorah. So yeah, Godzilla can bleed.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
Like
I said, it's not like, not sure if it's like completely iconic, but like they haven't done it before.
It's fair. I mean, sometimes you get a shot where like his eye may have a little bit of blood on it, but you don't see the actual like wound. Yeah, opening up. That's fair. I would say the iconic part is just the kaiju fight in general. It's probably the longest kaiju fight. It's the most choreographed. Yeah. They're using a lot of these different moves and stuff.
Yeah.
Some of the bigger moves get repeated a few times, and it makes sense. I could make a complaint and say that the fight almost drags a bit because of how long the fight is.
Yeah.
But it is a really epic kaiju fight.
Oh yeah.
Like like I said, the most choreographed and definitely the longest in the series so far. Yeah. So I would say it's an iconic part of it. the ultimate fight, the clash of the Titans.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, one thing we like to do after the good, the bad, the ugly, and the iconic is we like to talk a little bit about if we had to make the film for a modern audience, what are some things that we would do to like improve on the story and things like that. This is harder. Usually we have a little bit of a hard time with the movies that we just kind of enjoyed because it's like...
Yeah. This one, this one is a bit more just modernization with like technology and our like filming techniques.
Yeah.
Like bringing in a bit of CGI.
Right.
It's not really a remake. It maybe fixing up pacing a bit. And yeah, but really it's more a modernization than an actual just modernization of equipment and techniques than anything. I kind of feel like.
Yeah, I agree.
Because this message can still hold true.
Well, yeah, like, because they even kind of mention it in the movie where they're like, yeah, pollution's not quite terrible enough here to like kill you for a long time, but it's still going to be an issue.
Yeah.
You know, it's still something that you should address because otherwise the cockroaches are going to inherit the earth.
Yeah.
So the message is still relatively solid, and because it's not really a message film, it's just a classic sci-fi film. Yeah. You know, it could work if you're going to release it for a modern audience. It could work because it's just a classic cheesy sci-fi romp.
Yeah.
Which is all that Godzilla's kind of the more modern ones are kind of that way, where it's just like the main feature of the Godzilla movies is just the epic CGI kaiju fight.
Yeah.
So I mean, just you smooth some things out, you fix a little bit of the transitions, you get the plot to move a little bit more.
Yeah.
This one is just more of a modernization. So I guess I could give like kudos. This is the first movie that they actually took our advice, like they watched this video, went back in time and changed something. And that's the music. The music for the first time since probably the third movie.
Yeah.
The music fits the theme and the tone of Godzilla
magnificently.
It's not surfer jazz.
Nope.
It's not weird, sad trombone. It's not gunslinger. You know, like you walking into the sunset. Whoop 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 whoop.
Yeah.
It's an actual like orchestral theme. You get the song at the end.
The song at the end that kind of sounds like
North Korean
propaganda.
It does. It really does. Like the lyrics as they're coming on the screen, I'm like, the he here until they actually say Godzilla could be free to anybody.
He'll cross the globe and destroy all the enemies.
Peace is achievable. But there's
with his droopy eyes.
Yeah. To which I was just like, and that's what got them executed.
Our Godzilla.
Oh, okay. But the music actually fits. You know, you have the theme at the end, but they actually introduce Godzilla and they play the Godzilla theme when he walks onto screen.
Yes, they do.
My exact complaint from the last movie, they did it exactly how I wanted them to in the last movie.
Yes.
So I just, you know, final thing out there, since like this movie really, the modernization is just cleaning it up and making it more modern with more modern features.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that. Any other thoughts or anything?
No.
Yeah. Okay, so final plugs. We're not sponsored or anything like that, but we do like to just throw a little bit of a plug here. This gorgeous like poster thing here is full of Blu-rays. This is the Godzilla Criterion Collection, the Showa era films, 1954 to 1975. It has a whole bunch of the classic Godzilla movies. They have been remastered, not just visually, but the sound is impeccable.
Oh, yeah.
We are enjoying this so far. So if you want to follow along, or if you're a Godzilla fan and you don't have this yet, this can be found on Godzilla.com or Amazon.com. Otherwise, to be selfish and plug for ourselves, if you like this video, please be sure to leave us a like. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. What did you think about Godzilla versus Gigan or the channel in general?
Yeah.
We're always open to feedback. We're always open to little tidbits of information and stuff like that. Also, we're a growing community, so if you have friends who like these classic movies or may benefit from our humor and recaps and things like that,
Kidnap them, keep them in your basement, watch movies with them.
but be sure they subscribe first.
Yes. That's their only internet access, though.
Or, you could just share the video with them and not commit a crime.
It's not a crime if they want it.
Are you okay, Pat?
Maybe.
Well, it's been a minute since I've seen DJ. Where is he, Pat? Anyway.
You don't have to worry about DJ.
Yet.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Valediction.